How do I, a 24-year-old male, navigate the complex dynamics with my 52-year-old father and his 38-year-old wife, whom he hastily married shortly after my mom's passing? My efforts to establish boundaries and maintain a separate identity from this woman who insists on being called my mom have been met with resistance. Seeking advice on how to address this ongoing issue and make my father understand the importance of respecting my feelings and boundaries. The passing of my mother when I was 14 left a void that I still feel every day. However, my father swiftly moved on, entering into a relationship with his current wife just a month and a half after my mom's death. I even suspect infidelity on his part, adding a layer of complexity to the situation. His wife moved in only 4 months after my mom's passing, and within 9 months, they announced their engagement, choosing to share this news on my birthday, which understandably triggered a strong negative reaction from me. I expressed my discontent by creating a scene, dumping the birthday cake, and leaving, prompting a brief disappearance. Upon my return, they attempted to erase any trace of my mom, from pictures to personal effects, discouraging any celebration of her birthday or acknowledgement of her memory. Their attempts to force me to address his wife as mom were met with resistance, leading to strained interactions and periods of silence. My dad would become upset whenever I failed to refer to her as mom or use her first name. The strained relationship persisted when I left for university at 18, opting for extremely low contact. I avoided returning home and maintained a distance from my father and his wife. At 21, when I got engaged, their reaction was far from supportive. Their fury escalated when my dad's wife posted on social media, falsely claiming that her son was getting married, eagerly anticipating becoming a grandmother. I responded with a post clarifying that I am not and never was her son, firmly asserting that she won't be a grandmother to any future children. This led to further conflict, with my dad accusing me of disrespecting my mother and embarrassing her memory. I reiterated that the only mother I acknowledge is the one who gave me life, emphasizing the loss of both my parents. Now, seeking guidance on how to communicate effectively with my father, making him understand the importance of acknowledging my boundaries and accepting that his wife will never replace my mom. 3 years ago marked the beginning of a tumultuous chapter in my relationship with my father and his wife. Our interactions reached a point where I chose to establish low or no contact with them. Fast forward to the present. My wife, who is currently 8 months pregnant, and I were taken aback when we discovered that my father and his wife had somehow obtained our address. They showed up at our doorstep uninvited, expressing a desire to talk and meet my wife. My response was firm. I refused them entry and instructed them to leave promptly. Despite the clarity of my stance, they made an unexpected decision to uproot and move to my city and state. Their justification was a desire to be closer to us and an apparent commitment to repairing the strained relationship. My father's wife went so far as to claim that she missed her son me and wanted to be a better mother and grandmother. I found their actions to be delusional, called them out on it, and slammed the door in their faces. The unbelievable part is that they ended up purchasing a house merely 5 minutes away from ours. The gravity of this situation has become incredibly overwhelming. My therapist, to my surprise, suggested that I should consider letting them in and attempting to address the issues constructively. However, my strong preference is to maintain a complete break in contact, especially given their persistent attempt to replace and erase the memory of my late mother from our lives. I confess that I don't know much about my father's wife, and I am grappling with questions about whether I truly know who my dad is anymore. The emotional toll on me is considerable, and my wife, who is doing her best to support me, is also struggling to navigate this difficult situation. Seeking guidance from internet strangers, I'm contemplating how to make my father and his wife understand that she is not, and will never be, a replacement for my mother. In an effort to address the situation constructively, my therapist has suggested expressing my true feelings, learning more about my dad and his wife, and attempting to understand their perspective. Among the advice received, a prevalent sentiment was to maintain my firm stance of turning them away, enforcing strict boundaries, and even considering seeking a new therapist experienced in dealing with narcissistic parents. Concerns were raised about the therapist's recommendation, suggesting that they might attempt impromptu family therapy sessions that could catch me off guard. The possibility of relocating and implementing a no-contact order, along with installing security cameras, was also mentioned. There was a warning about potential escalations after the baby's birth, advising caution against unwanted attempts to take the baby for grandma's snuggle time. In the intricate tapestry of your life, the threads woven by your family dynamics have formed a complex narrative, marked by the loss of your birth mother and the subsequent entry of your father's wife into your world. This story is not merely a recounting of events but an exploration of resilience, boundaries, and the relentless pursuit of emotional well-being. The core issue revolves around the persistent attempts to replace your birth mother, a woman whose presence still resonates in your daily life. The emotional manipulation you've endured, evident in the pressure to accept your father's wife as a mother figure, is a poignant reflection of the challenges you face in preserving the memory and significance of your biological mother. The therapeutic journey, often seen as a path to healing, took a crucial turn with your decision to find a new therapist. This shift represents a conscious effort to prioritize your mental health, seeking a professional who not only hears your narrative but truly comprehends the intricacies of your familial struggles. It's a step toward reclaiming agency over your own story, untethered from the outdated perspectives that might have hindered your growth. Your age, juxtaposed with that of your father and his wife, introduces another layer to the narrative. Their actions, especially the unexpected physical proximity and purchase of property near you, accentuate the need for strong boundaries. The delicate balance between acknowledging the past and carving out a space for your growing family takes center stage. As you navigate impending parenthood with your pregnant wife, the importance of safeguarding your family becomes paramount. The age-old wisdom of blood is thicker than water is tested, as chosen family built on mutual respect and understanding emerges as a sanctuary of support. The resilience you've shown in standing firm against familial expectations is commendable, and it sets the tone for the environment you wish to create for your child. In the ever-evolving narrative of your life, finding solace in your newfound therapist, setting and enforcing boundaries, and prioritizing the well-being of your family are essential chapters. The tale continues to unfold, and with each step, you redefine the narrative, ensuring that your family story is one of strength, love, and the unwavering commitment to creating a space where all members are valued and respected. In the intricate tapestry of my life, threads of familial complexities have interwoven, creating a narrative marked by the loss of my mother and the subsequent entry of my father's wife. This story is not a mere recounting of events but an exploration of resilience, boundaries, and the pursuit of emotional well-being. The central conflict revolves around the persistent attempts to replace my birth mother, a woman whose presence still resonates in my daily life. The emotional manipulation I have endured, evident in the pressure to accept my father's wife as a mother figure, reflects the enduring challenges of preserving the memory and significance of my biological mother. The therapeutic journey, often seen as a path to healing, took a crucial turn with my decision to find a new therapist. This shift represents a conscious effort to prioritize my mental health, seeking a professional who not only hears my narrative but truly comprehends the intricacies of my familial struggles. It's a step toward reclaiming agency over my own story, untethered from outdated perspectives that might have hindered my growth. As I delve deeper into the complexities of my relationship with my father and his wife, the age dynamic adds another layer to the narrative. Their actions, especially the unexpected physical proximity and the purchase of property near me, accentuate the need for strong boundaries. The delicate balance between acknowledging the past and carving out a space for my growing family takes center stage. The impending parenthood with my pregnant wife brings forth a heightened sense of responsibility and the importance of safeguarding my family. The age-old wisdom of blood is thicker than water is tested, as chosen family built on mutual respect and understanding emerges as a sanctuary of support. The resilience I've shown in standing firm against familial expectations is commendable and sets the tone for the environment I wish to create for my child. In the ever-evolving narrative of my life, finding solace in my newfound therapist, setting and enforcing boundaries, and prioritizing the well-being of my family are essential chapters. As the tale continues to unfold, each step becomes a deliberate act of redefining the narrative, ensuring that my family story is one of strength, love, and the unwavering commitment to creating a space where all members are valued and respected. I've meticulously drafted a comprehensive letter to my father, outlining the reasons for maintaining no contact and expressing my sentiments regarding his actions. It delves into the unequivocal assertion that his wife is not and will never be considered my mother. Should I, against my better judgment, contemplate granting them a chance, it would be strictly on my family's terms, a family that comprises only myself, my wife, and any potential children we may have. The conditions laid out in the letter are unequivocal. Communication with us is restricted to legal channels, and any interaction should occur solely through our lawyer, who will filter information deemed relevant. Furthermore, they are explicitly unwelcome in any facet of our lives, whether it be our residence, educational institutions, social gatherings, or celebratory events. A breach of this stipulation could result in escalating measures, including but not limited to a protection order. Having meticulously crafted this letter, our lawyer scrutinized its content, and upon approval both my wife and I signed it. Subsequently, our lawyer appended his signature, and the document was notarized. Legal copies were made for our records, ensuring a comprehensive trail of the agreement. A private delivery service facilitated the dispatch of the letter to my father, with evidence of receipt, including a signed acknowledgement and video documentation. The focus now shifts to the impending arrival of my child and supporting my wife through this transformative period. As I embark on this journey into parenthood, I appreciate the insights and suggestions from the Reddit community. Yet, I remain open to any additional considerations or advice that might further fortify the protection of my growing family. In the realm of unpredictable scenarios, Reddit has proven to be a valuable resource for anticipating potential challenges and preparing for them. The overarching goal is to savor and cherish the moments with my expanding family, recognizing that, despite the inevitable sleepless nights and challenges, the overwhelming joy far outweighs any temporary discomfort. In embracing the responsibility of fatherhood, I am mindful of my past experiences and strive to be the antithesis of the father figure I once knew. The last anecdote highlights a transformation witnessed in my father's parenting approach, particularly towards his stepdaughters. A tumultuous past marked by an unhealthy marriage and his frequent absence has given way to a more positive dynamic. While the past held its share of darkness, the hope is to carve out a brighter future and create a nurturing environment for the new family taking shape. He had never showcased our relationship on social media, which was initially a relief. However, curiosity led me to scroll through his page, and the discoveries were disheartening. He took his stepdaughters on a trip to Hawaii, an experience I never had growing up. Family vacations were never on the agenda for us because he preferred solitary hunting trips. I remembered the day he took my dog to the pound while I was at school because it barked too much. Comparatively, he gifted one of his stepdaughters a cherished family heirloom, an item that caused us to face his wrath if we even approached it. It's a complex emotional ordeal for me. On one hand, he passed down positive traits like humor, a love for cheesy action movies, and an outgoing nature. Yet, these qualities are intertwined with deep-seated trauma, pain, and neglect. It would be simpler if all my memories of him were negative, but witnessing him play the role of a perfect father to two girls who aren't even his own adds another layer of complexity. Top comments before reading the update encouraged me to rise above the situation. One commenter suggested that I am better off without him, highlighting the fact that he has to raise someone else's children while I am on the path to marriage with someone who genuinely cares about me. The sentiment of moving on and living my life was echoed, acknowledging that he had failed in his role as a father. I expressed gratitude for finding an amazing partner and shared excitement about starting a family of my own where both parents genuinely love and care for their children. I reflected on the commonality with others who had challenging parental experiences, emphasizing the importance of learning what not to do as parents from our own difficult upbringings. Growing up with my mom was challenging. She was cold, distant, and judgmental, making it difficult for me to approach her. However, with my daughter, I've consciously broken that cycle of parenting. We share a close bond. I hug her daily, express my love, and maintain an open line of communication. Our parenting approach has shifted positively, leaving behind the undesirable practices of the previous generation. Your experiences with your dad reflect a similar sentiment. It's painful to see him playing the ideal father to someone else's children while neglecting his own. Yet, these experiences shape your determination to be a better parent, fostering a loving relationship with your child. You've learned from the negative aspects of your upbringing, vowing not to perpetuate the same mistakes. Your understanding of the hurt caused by feeling unimportant and replaceable fuels your commitment to providing a different, more positive upbringing for your child. Your dad's behavior is regrettable. He appears unremorseful and indifferent to the pain he has caused, making it entirely reasonable for you to cut ties. You owe him nothing, especially when he hasn't demonstrated a genuine effort to repair the relationship. The supportive comments acknowledge your decision to prioritize your well-being and encourage you to move forward, focusing on your upcoming wedding and creating a beautiful family of your own. The consensus is that cutting off toxic relationships, even if familial, is a valid and necessary step towards personal happiness and fulfillment. The update expresses gratitude for the overwhelming support received. The decision not to invite your dad to the wedding was a deliberate and empowering choice. Blocking him again signifies a commitment to maintaining a healthy emotional space. The update concludes with gratitude for the kind words and encouragement from the supportive community.